So your first album was a hit. It sold well, it reviewed well, you hit it out of the park on your very first try. Do it again. If only it were that easy. Join me, Austin Scholl, on Sophomore Slumps, where we take a look at music's most disappointing follow-ups. From Second Coming to October to Fairweather Johnson, we'll give a second chance to the albums from artists who fumbled theirs. Listen in on the Zero Science Network and wherever podcasts may be found.
Be cool, Daddy-O. 'Cause hell is a musical, hell is a musical, musical hell. Stuck with Travolta and other people that you hate, but you have to do it anyway. Stuck in musical hell. With Lilz and Scott.
Hello and welcome to Hell is a Musical, where the road to hell is paved with choreographed and razzmatazz intentions. I'm Scott.
I'm Lilz.
And it is our podiversary.
Yep. We got a cake and everything. You don't get to see it.
Yeah.
But we assure you it's there, and it's quite large, and barely any of it is made of cake.
Yeah, and Lilz and I were doing pottery together. Oh, my love. So what did we watch for our 1 year of doing this crazy little dog and pony show?
We watched the John Carney film Once, or Once, as it's known in Spanish.
We can only do this one more time. For John Carney
Once,
films.
there, I'm done.
So what is Once about?
Well, Scott, since you asked, Once is the story of two struggling musicians in Dublin, Ireland, and lots of weird, awkward sexual tension ensues.
Yeah, no one makes it even worse.
What makes it even worse?
Markéta Irglová was 17 when she got cast.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not into that.
Yeah, I mean, she was 18 when they started filming. And then she dated Glen Hansard after making this movie. So this movie is
I don't actually like that now that you bring that up. Like, I didn't know that before, and I don't like that just because, well, we'll get into it once we talk about the plot.
Yeah. So this movie is semi-autobiographical about Glen Hansard, because before he was in the Frames, he was a busker in Dublin and a vacuum repairman person, something. Vacuum people? Hoover sucker fixer guy. And he basically went to the bank with his mom to raise money and get a loan to record the Frames' first album, and then it actually worked. They got a record contract, etc., etc. And then he met up with John Carney.
Did he also have to deal with an incredibly uncomfortable bank teller's coffee house song?
I wanna be free.
Because I wasn't sure if this movie had truly sold me until we reached that part, and I was like, okay, we're on the same page now. I get you.
Everyone in Ireland sings. Everyone in Ireland has musical talent.
Everyone, and if you think you don't, try.
Yeah. But the part that was semi-autobiographical about John Carney was the whole romance with someone else and trying to win. I guess that part is kind of based after how him and his wife got back together or something like that.
So John Carney similarly met someone while having just broken up with someone?
I don't know. I just remember an interview with Sam Jones, who does the not Flash Gordon, Sam Jones. Sam Jones, who made the documentary about Wilco, I'm Trying to Break Your Heart, was interviewing Glen Hansard and Glen Hansard was like, oh yeah, this was based after, my life, but all the romance stuff was based off of John Carney's, except then I ended up dating Markéta Irglová like 2 years later. And
John Carney is the same guy who did Sing Street, right?
yes, that's why we're doing it on the Podiversary. We're doing Once.
Does he have any other films, any other musical films, except not quite like
Yes.
in those veins? Because
Yes.
I don't know how. If not, I don't know how much longer we can keep this tradition up.
We have one more. It's
Okay.
Begin Again. Begin Again with Mark Ruffalo and Keira Knightley and Adam Levine. Adam Levine's only in
not
it.
looking forward to that.
Adam Levine is in the movie for like 5 minutes. They cast
Still too
him.
long. Can we get it down to no minutes? That'd be best. That's pretty much my threshold for Adam Levine tolerance.
He's surprisingly not terrible.
I don't believe you.
Surprisingly not terrible.
I will be the judge of that.
Haley Steinfeld's in it.
That's nice.
Catherine Keener.
That's also nice.
James Corden.
Less nice.
This was before James Corden was James Corden. This was like when he
I
was...
don't care. James Corden and Adam Levine. This movie already has 2 strikes against it.
But Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but James Corden and Adam Levine, though.
Most Def.
Okay, I'm willing to listen.
And CeeLo Green for some reason.
And I'm out again.
Oh, come on, CeeLo.
Okay, fine, I'll watch it.
Well, we have a year. So
I have a year to build up a tolerance for James Corden, Adam Levine, and CeeLo.
it's not going to happen, but so once I just remember with this movie, I found out about it from watching Ebert and Roper at the movies and like guest critic because Roger Ebert was going through his surgery for throat cancer. Michael Phillips of the Chicago Tribune. I only know this, like it's still stuck with me today because he goes, "We go from the big green ogre to talking about the Emerald Isle."
Wow, great segue.
Because they were reviewing Shrek the Third and they both gave it like thumbs down. And he's like, so from a movie that sucked to a pretty good movie.
And the color green is also a part of it.
Yeah.
I make more money than you.
I love how this movie opens up with Glen Hansard busking, and there's some guy taking a leak on the side of a building.
Yeah, and subsequently getting robbed by what the Wikipedia article credits as a heroin addict.
No shit, really? You don't say.
I mean, you were watching it. You didn't happen to, like, as soon as he came on screen, you just start hearing Fool's Gold by Stone Roses in your head.
Well, when I saw that character, first off, I couldn't understand a fucking word.
Yes, I was watching it with Seuss, and we were both perplexed, so we had to turn the subtitles on.
Yeah, and then the subtitles are like, I don't know, just a bunch of question marks. Hum, 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 hum. It was like listening to Penny Marshall. Oh,
Just
come on, Glen Hansard. I have to feel the mind for heroin.
I feel like it would have been just as coherent a movie if all of his dialogue was just replaced with that was Fool's Gold for anyone who was
Anyway.
yeah, or whatever Manchester song is to your liking. Happy Mondays, Primal Scream. That's about it.
Remember I said we were going to do Frank? You lost your Frank privileges.
Oh.
You'll just have to hear me talk about Frank. Rock and roll.
Now we're going to do a movie musical about hot dogs.
If there was
Except,
one...
no, wait, we already did one with Love Never Dies, remember?
Gustav, do you want a hot dog from Nathan's? I mean, there's one musical number in Sausage Party, but that doesn't count.
That doesn't. I mean, we've accepted movies for less nebulous criteria than that. But no, we're not going to do that.
Movies that you picked.
Well, yeah, that's because you know all the musicals.
So, yeah.
That's not true. You picked Sing Street.
Sing Street is a musical. I will die on that hill, just like this is a musical. And they were both turned into Broadway musicals.
Yeah, but you picked it. For those who can't see, Scott has just developed a twitch in his eye.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Anyways.
Anybody.
You bastards listening. Want me to talk about freaking Glen Hansard and McKenna Irglová. So yeah, I just remember like watching this review and like I have to see this movie. I was in film school at the time and I saw it. I saw this movie like 4 times in theaters. I was like so captivated by it.
Wow.
I absolutely love this movie. I don't know how you feel about it. I know you don't like shaky cam.
No, I didn't like shaky cam. I wasn't so much a fan of like the very lo-fi style, but
okay, that's because they didn't have a permit.
Okay.
They didn't have a permit and they were illegally filming everywhere.
I mean, what I will say is still better than Dancer in the Dark shaky cam.
Yeah. So
like, it wasn't actively unpleasant for me to watch.
Yeah, okay, so Dancer in the Dark had shaky cam to be dicks. This had shaky cam because they couldn't afford the permit. This movie was made for $100,000.
Yeah, I mean, like I could tell that they were trying to like make a movie in the way one would make a movie, not like with Dancer in the Dark where Lars von Trier was just sort of like, no this, no this, no this.
Yeah, they originally secured like this was going to have like $1 million budget because they had originally secured Cillian Murphy to play the main guy. The main guy named Guy. So the 2 leads are named Guy and Girl. They don't have names.
Or as I refer to him, Gooey.
And then for some reason, when they casted Markéta Irglová, he just backed out of the movie.
Wonder why.
I have no idea.
Did he have like another, like, was this around the time of another, when did Batman Begins come out? No, that was 2005, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it took 2 years to make the movie, so it could have been Batman Begins. Oh, know what? I bet it was Red Eye.
Oh, yeah?
Or Sunshine. I bet it was, yeah, it was probably Danny Boyle's Sunshine he was making.
Okay.
But for some reason, Cillian backed out, they lost their money, and they had to get like a grant from, Film Ireland.
From the Irish Film Board.
Yeah, pretty much. And they only got $100,000. So they're like, okay, let's get some crappy, high def cameras. Can we afford tripods? No. No, we can't.
Beat of silence. Can we afford tripods? Oh.
But yeah, so I'm so smitten by this movie. Haley does not like this movie because they don't end up together.
Honestly, I mean, like, I don't think I like it quite as much as you do, but like it took me a while for me to really come around on this movie. And honestly, the fact that they don't get together, like, kind of makes me like it more, which is why I'm a little disappointed learning that Glen Hansard and Markéta, I'm not even going to... Irglová, thank you. I would have just ruined it. That, like, the fact that the two of them get together just kind of disappoints me a bit. Just
in
because,
real life?
like, yeah. Just because I feel like, I mean, obviously, that was just like, we'll get together. It's like the movie, except not really.
Well, no.
But no, like, it just feels like it's like that ending, like the ending of Once is very bittersweet. And I feel like just learning they got together in real life just kind of cheapens it a little bit.
Well, it's because they ended up writing songs together. It became like more of a Stevie Nicks, Lindsey Buckingham, without all the problems that Lindsey Buckingham had.
Right.
But man, can they both play the guitar. Bing, 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 bing. That's how you play the guitar, right?
Yep, spot on.
Yep. So, with this film, what I love about it is how like fly on the wall it is.
Mm.
And I also love, I do love Markéta Irglová. I love how like she's very frank with certain things. Like when she meets him for the first time and he's playing, and she just gives him like, 10 cent. And he's like, nice. And she goes, excuse me? Like, yeah, you were being fucking rude. Glen Hansard with your big bushy beard and your Cat Stevens voice.
Yeah.
And then there are some cringe moments in this movie.
Yeah, like at the begin, especially like near the beginning, when the interactions between the two of them are just so awkward.
Well, okay, so we should mention the fact that her character girl is a Czech immigrant,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a language barrier.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, and but I do love how frank she is. Like when the part that always makes me cringe and I always want to skip past it is when he goes, spend the night with me, and she's like, fuck this. I'm like, yeah, good on you, get the fuck out of there.
That's the correct response to that.
Yeah, you've known him for a day. It's not a Disney movie. Disney princess movie.
Yeah, this movie is very mature about like the relationships between the two main characters.
Yeah.
And that's very admirable, I feel like.
Also the fact that she says hanky panky at one point.
Like, this is much later in the film, but it's basically implied that the two of them are going to get back together with their respected ex-spouses. Like Glen Hansard's character has an ex-girlfriend in London.
And she has a husband.
Yeah. And like, as soon as those basically come to light, there isn't like that sort of typical cliche movie thing where it's like, how could you? Like, he's not good enough for you. He abandoned you or something like that. It's just
Why'd you sound
brilliant.
like Bob Dylan when you say that?
He abandoned you. He abandoned you.
Falling slowly as I knew me. But so yeah, but the way they like depict both of their respected exes is like they're terrible people, and then you see her husband, like they make her husband sound like such a fuck boy, like he's like a real douchebag, and then like they reveal him, he's this nice looking man.
He's just a guy.
Yeah, like how great would it be if it was just the heroin addict at the beginning of the movie?
Oh man. Just shows up at the end. Glen Hansard is like, "Oh no!" As Fool's Gold slowly starts to fade in. Everywhere he goes, Fool's Gold follows.
And so his girlfriend, that they show video footage of,
yeah,
that's John Carney's wife.
Okay.
And when they're playing the song where like he's on stilts or something. He's like doing magic tricks.
Yeah, that was a very strange montage.
Him and Doug Henning, it's magic.
Like, Seuss and I were watching that whole montage and could not stop just sort of shouting at the TV every time he's just like, dancing around in a fez or being silly on a trampoline. We just had to keep going, you dork. You fucking dork.
Get a haircut, you hippie. Who you think you are, Trey from Fish?
You're not Trey from Fish. I think that's obvious.
So, like, there are scenes in this movie where, like, I kind of get chills. Like, when they play in the piano store, the music store, and they play Falling Slowly, the song that won the Oscar.
Right.
When they play that in the shop, and when they actually get into the recording booth, and we'll talk about both of those songs when we get into the tracks. But both of those moments are like, yeah, this is like kind of a magical movie. And then there are scenes where it's like, okay, this just got weird. Like, there is a moment where he gets a band together and they're practicing in his childhood bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of hit a little close to home for me because I have done that innumerable times before. What?
How dare you?
What? How dare I try to make music?
Yeah.
How dare I try to
This
fill my
turns into
life with
Footloose.
song?
This turns into Footloose. I'm like, how dare you? There's no music. Wait, you're the one who wanted to do the musical podcast.
I don't think Footloose's thing was there's no music.
No, you can't dance in the town.
Yeah, I don't think it was. No, there's music does not exist. There's no
No,
music.
no, you can't make music in a tiny room. How dare you?
No, you distinctly said there's no music. Like music does not exist.
It doesn't. What are you talking
Mankind has not invented music.
about? That's the new bit where
Music is the stuff of fairy tales.
no music doesn't exist. I don't know what you're. What is a muzak that you speak of?
This is about to turn into a really stupid Ricky Gervais movie or something.
Yeah. Anywho, no, just the fact that he's like, I think it's the fact that he's in his childhood bedroom and his dad is serving them tea. Like, it would have been much better if the dad came in like with a frilly like apron. Freshen up your drink, governor.
Yeah. And like, speaking of that dad is the nicest fucking dad I've ever seen in a movie, like ever. Like, he's so friggin' supportive of his dumb deadbeat like hipster musician son. Like, especially when he's showing him all the tracks and stuff like that. Like, it's
I think
so
it's
fucking
bloody brilliant.
heartwarming. I think it's brilliant. That scene where they're like eating chips together, it was just fucking heartwarming.
Yeah,
Until like there's like Seuss and I caught like a lot of very like silly parts that I don't think
they
were meant to
intended.
be caught. They intended.
Yeah.
Like during that whole bit where they're just eating chips together, at one point Glen Hansard takes a chip, just sort of takes a bite out of it, and then seems to look at the camera with this expression like, ooh. Like he'd never had a French fry before. The only
It's like the Steven Universe. They didn't tell him that they injected the French fry with ketchup.
Right. There's ketchup on the inside. I can only ascribe that expression that he makes to the kind of expression that a caveman would have upon being unfrozen, revived in the real world, and not only having never tried French fries, but never having tried potatoes in their entire lifetime.
Potatoes.
Yes. Potatoes. Because it's an Irish film.
Oh.
I cook the spaghetti.
So, yeah, in that scene, the scene that drives me crazy, or the thing that drives me crazy about that scene is the fact that the father is listening on like really shitty headphones and staring off into space, and Glen Hansard has his hand on his face and like he's biting his thumb, and he's like, "So do you like it? Huh? I think it's bloody brilliant. It's fucking fantastic. Fucking."
Oh God, what if he doesn't like it? What if my supportive dad who loves me unconditionally doesn't like it?
Yeah.
What if he takes the headphones off and just goes, I think it's shite.
How dare you?
It's not very good, is it?
Your brother Bono did better.
The two brothers, Bono and Gooey.
Elevation.
You should have joined up with him. You've got a dumb name too. But no, he had to go get that Thedge fellow. It's the Edge, da. I know it is bloody cold.
Yeah.
I'm calling him Thedge.
An Adam Playtune.
Little on the nose, innit? His name's not Adam Playtune. I don't care. I don't bloody care.
He must really like the movie That Thing You Do. Like Playtone. Tom Hanks' production company, founded in 1997 after he made the movie That Thing You Do in 1996. Dad, you know an awful lot about the film That Thing You Do. One of my favorite movies.
It's a good film.
Not like that Commitments that you were in. Yeah, Glen Hansard before this was struggling as a musician. He was in the movie The Commitments, which that's another film we're gonna have to do. But I think you'll actually like The Commitments.
That's not a John Carney film, is it?
No, but he's involved with it somehow. I forgot how. But Glen Hansard's in the movie. I just with this entire movie, when I saw it the first time, it was very like, I felt moved because at this time the only stuff that was coming out was like Transformers and Live Free or Die Hard and like another Shrek movie. So like a movie like this was like, holy shit, they don't make movies like this. And do you consider this a musical or like what John Carney said it was, which was a musical album film?
I feel like it's slightly more musical-like than, the musical album that was Sing Street. But at the same time, it's kind of not, just because, like, there's music in it, but there's not, like, musical numbers necessarily.
Well, it feels more like a real-life musical. Like, if someone just randomly broke out into song, you'd be like, oh my God, are you okay? Is there something wrong with your brain? Like,
well, I mean, people don't necessarily, like, just spontaneously break out into song into this. There's actually context for it. I mean, unless you don't count, like, that part where, the character of Girl is walking home while listening to, like, one of Gooey's demos and just sort of singing lyrics along to it.
Okay, if we're calling him Gooey, we have to call her Goyle.
Goyle?
Goyle.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Gooey and Goyle.
Or Markéta Irglová.
Too hard. I'm sticking with Goyle.
Lil, she's like, I'm not fucking doing that. Fuck you, Scott, and the horse you rode in on. You didn't give my horse a sugar cube or, carrots.
No, I didn't.
And I rode in on this horse.
He needs to learn.
So, like, with this film, musical, what have you, like, the songs are surprisingly incredibly catchy. And then there are songs, there's at least 2 or 3 songs that when we get into tracks, I don't like. And this movie only got nominated for 1 song and won, where Alan Menken was nominated for 3 songs for Enchanted, and I think there was another movie that was nominated, and everyone thought those were going to be the ones to win because it's a Disney movie, and then this film won. And I just remember how it was introduced when they played it live at the Oscars. They got Colin Farrell to introduce it, which was incredibly on the nose, and he goes, the movie won. Like, he goes right into the mic. Sorry for everyone listening, I'm going right into the mic. He goes, the movie once, the little film from the Emerald Island that did what it did. Like,
and that's all I'm gonna say. Colin Farrell out.
He just picks up the mic and drops it. Okay, you just broke $100,000 mic. Get it from my bill.
Put it on my tab of other broken mics.
That's Colin Farrell's thing. He just breaks mics. Saturday Night Live, when he hosted, he just brings it down and smashes it. Not the boom.
Deal with it. You know what you're getting in when you dealt with CF.
Yeah, know who presented them their Oscar?
Who?
Well, we've talked about him on this podcast.
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
No, it's like so weird.
Oh. Sandy.
Hey, Markéta Irglová. Markéta Irglová. And Glen Handsome.
I looked it up. The other song that was nominated was Raise It Up from August Rush.
Oh, yeah. Because I just remember that the girl who sings it was playing video games with Jon Stewart. Yeah. Like, they in between commercials, they were joking that, hey, we just got a Nintendo Wii. And it was him and the girl who sang the song playing Wii.
That's kind of charming.
Yeah. Oh, August Rush, a movie where Robin Williams is playing Bono.
Yeah, basically.
Her, my God. Fantastic, wonderful. So,
In the name of love. Oh.
So if you were Goyle's, the character of Goyle, and after he apologizes, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I hit on you. You're just fucking gorgeous." Like,
Yeah, that's not charming.
yeah, and then you
Creepy.
go with him to a second location. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, the emotional tone of the movie does improve from there, but in that moment, like and leading up to it, it's just, oh boy.
Also, he gets
Why?
kind of gets like douchebaggy when he's so. I love how he just randomly shows up on a motorcycle like he's Fonzie, and he's like, "Oh, I thought that we could go for a ride on my motorcycle," and she's like, "I gotta work because I got responsibilities." Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, he presses her to take a ride on the motorcycle and then won't let her take one later.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's my toy.
but after
I mean,
he
it's
hit,
Midas, but yeah.
but after he hits on her, he goes with her to her house, and then like I literally said this out loud when I watched it this time. The look on his face when he finds out that she's a mom, and he looks bad. He feels bad. He looks like, oh no. I'm like, yeah, you should feel fucking terrible, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But I do love Glen Hansard,
Mm.
that silver-tongued devil.
What I like about that scene is it introduces us to 3 actors that Wikipedia apparently lists them as man watching TV, man watching TV, and man watching TV.
I also love how they're saying like really inappropriate things, and they're making it sound like they're quotes from the TV show, but they're talking about Glen Hansard. Once again, I love Glen Hansard. No shade against Glen Hansard, but
Yeah,
the way
it wasn't until like the very end of the movie that it finally occurred to me, like, okay, that probably wasn't meant to be played as charming quite so much.
yeah, it wasn't, but their relationship, like there are times where it's like kind of sweet. So going back to the motorcycle, so the scene when he's like, "Oh, you're fucking married," like, and he goes, "How'd you say, do you love him?" in Czech. So people have looked it up, and also in the Broadway show, they actually translate what she actually says. Her response, do you know what she says?
When I was watching it, Sue said that it meant like, no, I love you.
Not as much as I love you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And once again, that drove people crazy when they found out. They're like, why don't they end up together? Oh, I'm so mad.
Because it's the real world and not Disney Town.
Oh man, that makes me want to have a fight.
Don't fight in Disney Town.
Oh, what a night. There I was.
Walking the streets of Disney Town looking for a fight.
There I was. Downtown Disney, America's heartland, looking for a fight.
I see Goofy giving me the stink eye. I assume it's the stink eye. It could not, but I really want to fight something.
So I beat the crap out of him, and then he said, "Gorsh." That means he's dead.
And a whole crowd of people gather round to help me beat up Goofy. And
Then
that was the best birthday of all time.
But then after a few minutes, it got a little weird, so Chip and Dale tried to pull me away, and so I beat the hell out of them. I pulled a wrench out of my back pocket. You know, like a cartoon character.
I never go nowhere without my lucky fighting wrench.
So I love when he's trying to assemble a band, like he's like trying to put together the fucking Avengers. Like he goes up to the 3 dumbest people busking on the streets, and they're like, "No, we only play our own songs. We don't know other songs." And he's like, "Well, I'll teach you how to play my songs."
They don't even play their own songs. They only play Thin Lizzy.
Oh, Thin Lizzy, yeah.
Yeah. They were very quick to just agree to, and there's no indication that like they're getting paid or even like, you know, getting treated to lunch or anything like that. They're just going.
I'll buy you all
willfully.
3 sandwiches.
Can we choose the sandwich?
No.
Not a deal breaker. I'm in.
There's the one holdout. I'll buy you chips too.
Can we play Thin Lizzy? No.
No.
Can you say that they're Thin Lizzy songs even if they're not?
No. Oh, did you notice the name of the engineer in the sound booth?
No. What was his name?
Eamon.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now.
So I believe that this is a shared universe where Eamon grew up and Cosmo left him behind. So he just opened up a sound studio. It's like, I'll fucking show you, fucking Cosmo. One day you're gonna need my studio when you're recording your fucking album. Oh, hey, Cosmo!
Yeah, like, I've been in recording sessions with, like, local bands before, and the fact that this session went till, like, 4 a.m, wow.
Over the course of 3 days. They started on Friday, and they ended Monday morning.
And there's no implication that they ever, like, took a break or, like, stopped to take a nap or anything like that.
Well, there's that one line of dialogue where they're like, hey, do you want to maybe take a break? And he's like, I guess we can take 5 minutes. Fuck you, Glen Hansard. Fuck you, Gooey. Fuck you, dude.
And then, like, at the very end when they're doing the car tests, and like all of a sudden they're at the beach, like playing frisbee, throwing the frisbee around, playing with someone's dog, and just kicking Eamon in the butt.
Yeah,
they became friends very quickly. Like
they were the monkeys.
Yeah, I've never gotten that friendly with a recording engineer before, having just met them a few days ago.
Hey, we're the Frames. That was the Frames. That was the band, The Frames. That later became the Swell season. Or was that the Swell? I think it was the Swell season. I don't think the Frames were. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Did the backing band get to tour with them too?
The backing band was the Swell season.
Okay, so that was so like those 3 guys actually were like part of Swell season with them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So they were in the Frames with Glen Hansard, but then when Markéta Irglová joined the band, they became Swell season, I believe.
Ah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I'm like trying to do the math in my head. I was like, so they add one person, they change their name. They just can't. Is it like Starship or Jefferson Starship? Is it Jefferson Airplane? Like these are the
code just starts twinkling down from the screen.
Blood starts coming from my nose. Ah! I'm like Troy from a Community.
Frames, Swell season. Frames, Swell season.
It's like I'm like the robot from the Simpsons movie. Like, too much pressure. I just take my life. Oh my God, Scott was 2 days till retirement. So yeah. Oh my God, what the fuck did I want to talk about? There was one thing that like I couldn't wait to talk to you about, and now I can't remember. It was the batteries. And when she goes to buy the batteries, she steals from her daughter's piggy bank.
Yeah, that never gets revisited. I mean, I'm assuming that she eventually put the money back, but yeah, in that instance. And I thought it was like really charming when like she went to the when the batteries ran out and she was just like, fuck you, batteries.
Because we've all been there. Fuck you, batteries. Oh, do you remember what her daughter's name was?
Ivanka.
With Lilz and Scott? We just don't say anything. We just move on.
Ivanka.
With Lilz and Scott. But yeah, so like, she steals from a child. Like they do things that are charming in this movie, and then when you think about it, it's like, oh, it's kind of terrible. Like he basically shows up out of nowhere and offers her a ride on his motorcycle. Like, they don't really know each other. There's something I didn't tell you, Goyle. I'm the Emerald Isle Killer.
I mean, that probably speaks to like, how much these sort of values have changed over time, that like all these things from like during the aughts that were probably considered like all cuddly and twee now seem a little bit uncomfortable in retrospect.
Yeah, of course it is.
Mm.
You know, this movie came out in, 2007? So this movie came out about 14 years ago.
Mm.
Shit, this movie's 14 years old?
Mm.
Fuck.
Shit.
Why am I turning to sand? No!
Oh no, the world seems boring.
Oh man, why am I holding this glass of milk and wearing a blazer?
Oh my god, I'm wearing slippers in the daytime. I was doing that before anyway.
Oh, what a night. There I was, holding the glass of tepid milk. You couldn't believe
Down
it.
for the evening with some recipe videos on YouTube. No fights happened. But that was okay.
I decided to turn on the Hulu, and there it was. Couldn't believe it. On Food Network, Amy Schumer takes cooking lessons. Can you believe it? Oh, what a night.
There I was, deciding whether or not to watch Drivers Dive-Ins and Dives again.
Man, I want to go to Flavortown. So, like, I still don't understand how he decided to just go win his girlfriend, who clearly doesn't give a shit about him. Like, they never like allude to the fact that she's called him or that she even gives a shit about him. Like, the only stuff we learn about her is the song he sings on the bus, where he sings "Hoover, Sucker, Fix It Guy," and he just ends up by going "fuck her, fuck her."
I mean, the fact that because he eventually does call her, and she seems like genuinely interested in, talking to him again and getting back together, which it really just feels like the whole, notion of the girlfriend being like a stone cold bitch or something is something that he just invented in his mind because he was emotionally immature.
Same thing with her in The Deadbeat Husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck? Are we watching two terrible people?
I just realized now that both this and Sing Street both end with people leaving the country for London to drop off their demo tape.
Exactly, yeah. But this one came out first.
Mm.
So, yeah. Do you want to get into the tracks?
Yeah, sure. Let's.
Or is there anything else that you wanted to mention?
No, we can get into the tracks. I got the soundtrack on the Once Film Wikipedia page. All tracks are written by Glen Hansard, except where noted.
I was just going to say, after we go through the tracks, I did want to talk about the actual Broadway show, because it's much different, a little different.
Yeah, I learned that this got adapted into a Broadway show after it was over, and I don't think I like that.
But it's got Kristen Milioti.
No.
She's charming.
Did
you not see Palm Springs?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you need to watch Palm Springs.
Okay. Track number 1, Falling Slowly, the famous one, performed by Glen Hansard and Markéta Irglová. See, I said it that time because it's spelled out.
Take this sinking boat and port it home. We've still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You have a choice. You make it now.
Yeah. Markéta Irglová. Damn it!
Markéta Irglová. Ow. Ah.
God damn it! I don't know why I just went into Bobby Hill. I don't know you! Get your hands off my purse!
Yeah, that's the one people probably know the best. That's the one that won the Oscar.
Yeah. So this one, technically, it shouldn't have won the Oscar. I'm glad it won the Oscar, but it was originally a Frame song that, came out around the same time as the movie came out, or maybe the song came out first. It wasn't written for the movie, but it was in the movie. So technically, because not a lot of people knew about his band, it should not have been nominated.
Yeah, that seems like, because like I remember Johnny Greenwood got into some heat, with his, like when his soundtrack for There Will Be Blood got put
Yeah.
up because it was made of like old outtakes
Right.
that never got released, but they still were just like, oh, no good.
Right. I don't believe that got nominated. That was the same year as this.
Well, yeah, it didn't end up being like eligible for that reason.
Right.
But like
Right.
this slipped through.
Because like no one really knew anything about Glen Hansard. Like that's what it literally comes down to. So like it's amazing in the scene in this song, like how quick she picks up learning the song, because all it is him going. So it's just ha 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 ha.
What I think would have been really funny in retrospect is like when they get to the part where like he actually starts singing the song and like she joins in, she just starts singing ha 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 while he's singing words.
Yeah, because like apparently not only does he write the lyrics down in his little, what I did on my summer vacation notebook, because that's what it looks like. But apparently he also writes the music out, and he goes, "It's in key of C," and she's like, "I can tell." Like,
Well, I mean, the booklet that they had on the thing looked like it had sheet music in it, so there's that.
yeah, but okay. But that means that he hand wrote out the sheet music with the notes. Like,
I don't think it looked like handwritten sheet music. I mean, like, obviously, it was written by hand.
so you're
but
telling me that
at the
he went
same-
to a Kinko's?
You can get, like, empty sheet music staff paper and just fill your own notes in it.
Right, yeah. No, I know. I mean that he literally wrote out the notes.
Yeah,
On-
why is that so weird?
I don't know, man. Bro, dudes,
I don't
dudettes,
know.
fucking
Come
A.
on, guys.
I don't know why I turned into to fucking Gil. Come on.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, give old Gil a chance.
See, I pictured it more like Andy Samberg's Threw It on the Ground guy from that Lonely Island video. Man, you think I'm stupid? Anybody. So this
Anywho, what
So
were you
this-
gonna say about this song?
I mean, I'd heard
Lilz,
this-
please, any moment. You can talk. With Lilz and Scott.
So I had only like heard this song and seen the Grammy performance, like
Oscar.
but Oscar performance.
They were nominated for a Grammy. They were not asked to perform at the Grammys. They had just won an Oscar.
Yeah, I had seen the Oscar performance. I had heard the song just completely separate from the actual scene in the movie, so I was familiar with the song. But now that I actually got to see it in the context, like it definitely, like I can definitely see why this was the Oscar-nominated song in
Yeah.
that context. Having heard all the other songs, though, I think this might be the weakest song in the entire bunch.
There's
Not even to necessarily mean that it's bad. I just think, the other ones ended up being quite a bit better.
there's one other that I think is weaker than this one.
Mm.
Actually, two. I think this is the third weakest song.
Okay.
Yeah.
That brings us to track number 2, If You Want Me, once again performed by Markéta, Irglová, and Glen Hansard.
If you want me, satisfy me. If you want me, satisfy me.
Markéta, air glue.
Igloo. Which one was this one?
This was the batteries outside of the Ireland 7-Eleven.
Ah, okay.
The Ireland equivalent of Wawa. The
Irish-
bodega.
Yeah, Irish Wawa.
Hey, what if it was just someone from Philadelphia? Welcome to the Irish Wawa, where we are here from Dublin to the Emerald Isle. So
Here
good
to-
to see you.
Here to provide you with the authentic Philly experience in Ireland. Something inherently hilarious about the idea of like a theme store in Ireland that's giving you the Philadelphia experience. It's just so specific.
I mean, okay, this is weird. So when I was living in Scotland, back in 2006, there was a blockbuster.
What a night. Anyway.
There I was, walking into a Scotland Blockbuster video, wrench in hand, looking for a copy of A Fish Called Wanda.
Hey, Scott,
What?
are we pushing this bit a little too far?
What do you think?
Tell your story.
Okay, anyways, so they literally, I guess there are rules for like both like Blockbuster and Pizza Hut overseas that it needs to feel like the American version. So they even had the smell of a Blockbuster video.
How did
Like-
they pull that
I
off?
don't know. Lillian, my sweet, sweet lady. I have no idea.
It just smells like cleaner. It's the special cleaner. What's the special cleaner? Wouldn't you like to know?
I mean,
Get
from
your
watching
Eldritch Blockbuster secrets for yourself.
from watching the documentary The Last Blockbuster, there is like a special spray that they have. So like it smells like popcorn farts and candy. Stale soda. But so yeah, like next track.
After that is track number 3, Broken Hearted Hoover Fixer Sucker Guy.
10 years ago, I fell in love with an Irish girl. She took my heart, but she went and screwed some guy that she knew. And now I'm in Dublin with a broken heart. Oh, broken-hearted Hoover Fixer Sucker Guy.
I actually really like this song.
That was
It-
okay. It was a little bit cringy to me, I feel like.
Well, he literally just made it up on the spot. This is just him improvising, and it's been in the Broadway show now. Like, yeah. So
Did it still feel like, spontaneous in that moment, or did they actually turn it into like a number with, arrangements and stuff like that? Because I feel like that would make it
It's
significantly less
50-50.
charming.
50-50.
Yeah, that song was okay until the part where he just goes like, fucker, fucker, fucker.
That's
when I was
not
just like,
that's
okay.
not part of the actual track.
Oh,
No,
yeah, fair enough.
no, it's just the it ends with him saying that he's a sucker of a guy. Next track.
Track number 4 is When Your Mind's Made Up.
This is my
Hansard and Irglová.
favorite song.
When there's nothing worth running for, when your mind's made up, when your mind's made up, there's no point trying to change it. When your mind's made up, when your mind's made up.
Which one was that one again?
It's the one when they get into the studio for the first time.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good song. But like my favorite actually is coming up after that one, personally. But yeah, go on. Like you got something to say about this one, I assume.
Yeah. So this is my favorite track. I love how like hardcore he goes with his voice, like his screaming, and like even when he performed it, him and Markéta Irglová performed this on NPR Tiny Desk. Like it was one of the first Tiny Desks. It was the same year as Hazards of Love. So it was them and then like the week before them was the Decemberists. And I think after them was like Modest Mouse. So it was like a really good Tiny Desk series. Or was
Yeah,
it
that
the
sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And he went so hard on this song. He ended with When Your Mind's Made Up. And he just brings it every time. And also the feeling of them going into the studio and finally getting there, it kind of feels like earned.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
I
can see
also
that.
I also love his drummer doesn't understand that they need to put microphones onto a drum kit to record the drums being played.
Yeah.
No, I already set up my drum kit.
We
Yeah,
got to mic it. What? Witchcraft.
It just
Anyway.
doesn't automatically end up onto the playing thingy? Do you mean the CD?
You know,
Yeah.
the playing dinghy. Yeah, the CD. Have you been calling it the playing dinghy this whole time?
No, you have.
No.
So yeah,
Track-
I just love this song.
Track number 5, assuming, because like I recognize these songs, just not by
They're
the
not in
title.
order. They're not in
Oh,
order.
Then this might not be the one that I'm thinking of that I like. But track number 5 is Lies.
For making circles and towers. You're moving too fast for me, and I can't keep up.
This is one of my least favorite songs. This is the one with the video of him.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that
Him on
one
the trim.
was.
It's the
Eh.
one that goes the little. That's how he starts it. How he doesn't know what the words are. He goes the little. No, I don't like this song.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one wasn't that. Like it was fine, I guess, but it just wasn't. You know, compared to a lot of the other stuff, it just wasn't that great. I
Yeah.
said earlier I thought like Falling Slowly is the weakest, but yeah, I'm revising that. This one is a little bit weaker than that.
Yeah.
After that, we got number 6, Gold, performed by Interference.
And I love her so. I wouldn't trade her for gold. I'm walking on moonbeams. I was born with a silver spoon.
It's the one at dinner. that
Yeah,
he-
I assumed that was the one where they were at the party.
And I love her so, I wouldn't trade her for gold. This is the Mumford and Sons song.
Yeah. That's
These are the sons before Mumford got there.
Mumford stepsons.
Yes.
After that, track number 7, The Hill.
Walking up the hill tonight when you have closed your eyes. I wish I didn't have to make all those mistakes and be wise.
This is my least favorite song.
Oh, yeah? Which one was this one?
This is the one that she plays on the piano in the studio, and she starts crying because he forced her to play the song, and she clearly does not want to be singing the song that she wrote for her husband, who hated it.
Ah.
It
I
just,
mean, I was
it-
about to ask why you didn't like it, but now that you put it in that context, yeah, that sounds kind of...
Yeah, because she's like, no,
Like-
I don't want to play. And he's like,
Yeah.
come on, I won't judge you. And then she starts crying.
Yeah, the actual song itself isn't bad, but like in that context, yeah, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
And it's another one of those things where it's just sort of like that just sort of makes Gooey such an imperfect protagonist in like a way.
Yeah, why did see like I feel like they didn't really need to add the love story. It could have been the story of two people getting over a relationship. They didn't need to add in any of the tension. This
Yeah.
could have just been two people who needed to get over relationships, and they were each other's rocks, and they didn't, I think the thing that ruins it for me is him saying, go to bed with me, like in the beginning of the movie. I'm like, you just ruined the entire tone of the movie.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to come back from that.
But I do love when he asks what's wrong with the vacuum cleaner, and she goes, "It's fucked."
Yeah, there's some good those kind of lines.
Yeah.
After that, we got track number 8, Fallen from the Sky.
You must have fallen from the sky. You must have shattered on the wrong way. You brought so many to life, and now you're by yourself.
I think this is your favorite song. This is the one with the Casio.
Oh yeah, I like that one just because of like how quirky and charming it was, and it had like the most.
They're taking out the tiny Casio,
And it had and it had the most feeling of like, you know, sort of a band like just really throwing shit at the wall, and like that, and that's a feeling that I've experienced numerous times before for all like the local bands that I've been in. And I don't know, that was just really charming to me.
This is their Len song. This is their Steal My Sunshine. They're eating burritos, and
I don't think that this is a Len song, Scott.
but what about when they're driving on the Vespas?
There were no Vespas. Scott is lying to your ears, ladies and gentlemen.
Just go with the next fucking track.
Track number 9, Leave.
You've already gone. I hope you feel better now that it's out. What took you so long? And the truth has a habit of falling out of your mouth. Well, now that it's come.
I don't remember this one.
That's not good because I don't remember it by the title.
I think this one and the song Once are the ones that play in the credits.
I thought the credits had like a reprise of Falling Slowly.
No, that's at the end of the movie. The actual credits, I believe, they do Once, and I think this song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I don't really remember it that much from that either, just because, you know, it's the credit song. If it's the credit song and it wasn't being sung by Peebo Bryson.
I can show you a falling slowly. No.
After that, we got track number 10, Trying to Pull Myself Away.
Break it up in the station, the final train. I don't even know if I'll ever see you again. Is it a choice that we even have?
I think that's
I don't remember.
I think that's the one that he plays at the beginning when the heroin addict steals from him.
Oh, the one where he was busking. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make much sense because, like, he says, like, in the next scene when he's busking at night that he only plays the songs that people know during the daytime. And that's just one of his own songs. That's kind of... That's a very, like, high opinion of yourself, isn't it?
You know, he's a liar.
You know, I play the hits. Everyone loves me.
Next track.
Anyway, track number 11, All the Way Down.
You have broken me all the way down, down upon my knees. And you have broken me all the way now. You'll be the last you'll see.
Yeah, so this is also another busking song. Oh no, he's playing this in his bedroom. I mean, it's a very forgetful song.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel that way about like a lot of the songs. Like, apart from, you know, obviously some choice examples, like removed of their context from the film, a lot of them are kind of just sort of like just, you know, nice folk songs, but not really so much more than that.
Okay, I was wrong. I think either Leave or Trigger was the one that he was playing in the bedroom with when his dad's serving them tea.
Trigger?
Yeah.
I don't see a track called Trigger on the track list.
Or no, whatever song I couldn't remember that I said he was playing when the heroin addict stole his stuff?
You know what? I can't remember which one it was either.
Don't worry about next track.
Wow, we suck.
We've been doing this for a year.
That was track 11 I just said, right?
Yeah.
Track number 12, Once. That's a credit song.
Once, knew how to talk to you. Once, but not anymore.
That is a credit song.
Yep.
That one is literally them just going, once we met once.
Hey, that's the name of this film.
Yeah.
After that, we got track 13, Say It To Me Now.
And if you have something to say, you better say it now. 'Cause this is what you've waited for. Your chance to even up the score. And as these shadows fall.
Fucking love this song. It's the one that he plays when she meets him for the first time.
Oh, yeah, that one was pretty good.
This is what you waited for.
Is that the one that is that? No, wait, I'm thinking of a different one. Like, is that the one where he gets on trouble in the bus, like for screaming?
No, that's Hoover.
Okay, that's part of Broken Hearted Hoover Fixer Sucker Guy.
Yeah. This is the one that plays the first time she meets him, and he's busking, and
oh yeah, and she gives him a dime.
Yeah, but
or 10p rather.
10 cent.
Yep. These next two tracks are listed as collector's edition only. Should I even bring them up, or
what are they?
They're both
Just
covers
mash
of
them
Van
together.
Morrison tracks. It looks like.
Oh no, is one Into the Mystic?
Yeah, there and the Healing Has Begun and Into the Mystic.
Yeah, that's from the Swell season live album of this, when they did like a live concert of this.
So do those two just not appear in the movie then?
No.
Okay, then fuck them.
No. So, this was turned into a Broadway musical with Steve Crazy, Carzy?
Let's go with Steve Crazy.
Steve Crazy and Chris Emiliati, and he won the Tony and she got robbed. But instead of him being a busker, he performs at a pub because they can't make the street on a Broadway stage, I guess.
I mean, that really doesn't seem like much of an excuse.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. So I mean, like, something about that I don't really like. Why they just stopped making him a busker. So is he just a guy at an open mic night? That seems kind of lame.
I think he's the former musician who now has to host the open mic night, like Patton Oswalt at the open mic night with
okay, with Dr. Pepper.
With Dr. Pepper. I don't give a cripple crap a crutch.
I don't know where to start or where to begin.
It was hot today. That was Dr. Pepper, everyone.
Yep.
So, what do you think of this?
Of Once?
Yeah, so on our rating system...
it's time for our rating system, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So we have a rating system here on this fine podcast. If it's a good musical, it's hell of a musical. If it's a bad one, hell is a musical. If it's meh, it's Purgatory Pizza Razzmatazz Factory. What do you give this?
Like the first time watching it through, I was very prepared to give it like a very middling sort of thing between Purgatory Pete and hell of a musical. But
So hell of a Purgatory?
I don't know. Like I've given, like now that I've had more time to like marinate on it and think on it. Yeah. Like I think I'm going to give it like, hell of a musical. It's a soft, it's a soft hell of a musical, but yeah, I have a feeling like it's the kind of thing that would just increase as if I watch the movie more times.
Thank you, Roger Ebert.
Did I say exactly what he said verbatim?
He gave
right on down to Purgatory Pete.
He gave Rent a soft thumbs up, and then he decided to backtrack and give it a thumbs down. Like as he was like talking about it, like, but they quoted him as saying 2 thumbs up. I think this is hell of a musical. I think that it's charming enough and sweet enough, and like just the story, you know, it they could have fixed it so many times, but the music is so goddamn catchy and so like when at least 75% of the album is really good. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
So we've been doing this for a year. And Lilypad, my sweet Lilypad, this has been a blast. And it's all over. No.
Oh. Well, yeah, when we started this, there was like there's a lockdown, and now
well, we both took the cyanide capsules, so they should be kicking in, right?
This was of course one murder pact. If you didn't catch that, then fucking read between the lines.
The spaceship is coming. But yeah, no. So this started out as originally we were just going to do something to kill the time. And this has become a podcast, like a beast, like, and it's been great. We're not going anywhere, anyone. We have a lot more planned.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, because Scott and I have been trying to do a podcast together, like with the both of us, not just like, you know, a guest on our respective podcasts for so long. And there's been so many false starts. And like the fact that this has stuck just makes it all the more, you know, great.
Yeah. Because originally, I think
this is a Q&A now, right?
Yeah, we can do whatever the fuck we want. I think originally, like, you talked to me about, you know, was it Jukebox Zeros? And then you talked to Pat because I was too busy. I don't remember. Because I was doing Writer's Bagel Basket and I was, like, you know, crazy. I don't remember. But we had so many other things planned. Like,
yeah, at one point we were going to do an animation podcast.
That didn't work out because fucking Rob Paulson actually got people to... Goddamn Rob Paulson, you talented bastard.
Yeah, we're calling you out, Rob Paulson. Come on the podcast and defend yourself.
Silver-tongued devil, you handsome bastard. You talented motherfucker.
God damn it, Rob Paulson, you glorious Adonis of a being.
You can have your way with both of us.
People still use that word, right?
Yes. So, yeah, this has been, you know, the fact that we've been doing it for a year and it's been going as strong as it is. I mean, I've heard great feedback from people. I've got it tweeted by people who love the podcast. You know, it's just been so much fun, and we have so much more planned for years to come. 20 years later, what do we do? Now we're trapped in Brigadoon.
Okay, now we will finally do The Wizard of Oz.
When you wish up... Wait, that's not the right one.
That's Pinocchio.
I know it is. I'm saying we fuck with them. Okay, we're doing The Wizard of Oz.
I thought it was just because we're senile at that point.
I say we do every version of The Wizard of Oz except for The Wizard of Oz. We do, like, The Wiz, then we do, you know, Muppet Wizard of Oz.
The episode of Futurama where they do The Wizard of Oz, even though that doesn't have any musical numbers in it.
I'm the third one, you know, courage. So, yeah.
Need some from what's his name.
So, this has been a blast. What do we have coming up? We have 2 in June, so this was our first.
In June, we are doing Eurovision.
We're doing
Gershbumps.
We're doing Gershbumps musical.
Oh my god.
Gershbumps.
Eurovision.
That's not the full title.
Well, that's all that's written here.
Okay.
We're doing Eurovision Song Contest: The Story of Fire Saga. I had to look that up.
Yeah, you can find that on Netflix. The Netflix. So
only the flixiest of nets.
Did you have anything to promote?
Just to go check out our respective other podcasts. I got Jukebox Zeros. Scott has Writer's Bagel Basket. and all the other delightful shows on the Zero Science Network, like Clamshell Case Files, All Men Yell at Cloud, and the rest.
And the rest. So, yeah, just remember, if you find yourself busking on the streets of Ireland, look up. There might be a stranger who might become a lifelong friend.
Onse.
With Lilz and Scott.
Zero Science.